Hi boys and girls, it's Mr. Murray with you. Today we're going to be making something very, very fun, very cool, a wonderful Plushie Pal made out of a spare sock. You can see he doesn't have any legs, but he has arms and some details, some buttons here, fun face, and some floppy hair. I made this guy's hair look like he has some dreadlocks. I like that look. So today, I'm going to show you how to make one of your very own. So, what you'll need: a pencil, some scissors, glue, something to tie with. So, rubber bands or string or dental floss. All of these will work. Get these out of the way. Later on, when we are stuffing our Plushie Pal, I have some polyfill that I got at the local store. Or you can use anything that you can shred up, like shredded paper towels, paper napkins, toilet paper. But don't tell anyone if you use that. Anything soft and sort of fluffy to fill up that sock will work just fine. And of course you'll need some paper. So step one is design your Plushie Pal. Figure out what you want it to look like. Here is a basic way to draw your design. Really easy. I'm going to start in the middle of this paper and draw a tall, thin rainbow. On top, make a circle. Now, if you look at the top of my Plushie Pal, it has this hair, but you'll see that there's a rubber band there that holds it together. So your Plushie Pal is going to have something on top of its head, whether it's hair or ears or just some sort of decoration. That's completely up to you, but it's going to have something because that's where it's connected to hold the stuffing inside. So I'm going to be using that as part of my design as well. So on the lesson page for this week's lesson, you will see this chart, which gives you some ideas for eyes, brows, noses, and mouths. Now, these are just some ideas. You can always come up with your own ideas, any shapes that you want to use for eyes, noses, mouths, anything. It's completely up to you, or these, whatever you decide, will be wonderful. So, I have my Plushie Pal drawn here, and I'm going to add the features to it. So there's one. I do want to show you, I did some other drawings ahead of time and finished those. Here they are, because you have room for 3 on a piece of paper. So these are 3 other designs that I came up. This is the one that I actually ended up using for my other Plushie Pal. But you can see I made one that looks like a bunny and one that just looks like another kind of happy guy. So you definitely want to make at least one design, but you might have fun making either other ones, and you can add color to them as well. So now I'm ready to start making the face parts for my Plushie Pal. That's where this comes in. What I did was I took a piece of paper and I cut it in half. Okay, you'll see why in just a second or two, in a minute or two actually. So I decided for this one that I want to have 2 round eyes, and you're probably thinking, how can I make those circles just right for my plushie pal? Well, I'll give you a little hint. Sometimes I will trace a quarter or a nickel or a penny or dime, whatever. So to make 2 eyes, I'm going to trace the nickel. Okay, and for the nose on mine, a triangle. In the mouth. So I've left a space here on purpose because that's where I'm going to draw the arms. Now, to make the arm, I make a curve, 4 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice cartoon hand and arm. And a curve back up. And I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Now, it's always better to make these parts a little bit bigger than you think they need to be, because sometimes when we're drawing stuff, for whatever reason, it ends up being smaller and it doesn't look quite right. So with your plushie pal, you want to make sure that you have made it large enough. So here's where the other piece of paper comes in. I want my arms to look alike. So if I put this on top, you can probably see, I can see the arm that I drew, and so I'm just going to trace right over that. So this way, my arms will be the same. Now, when I go to cut that out, actually one arm is going to go this way, the other one this way. So, now, what comes next is you can outline these either with crayon or you can use marker. I'm going to use Sharpie, and I'm going to color some parts of those in. Okay, just like magic, here are all of my parts for my plushie pal. The eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, arms, and I made all these circles. I decided when I was cutting out these arms and hands that I wanted to add a polka dot design to them instead of the flower design that I did on my drawing. And that's just part of being an artist. You can make those choices and change things as you're working all the time. It doesn't have to be exactly the way you initially wanted it to be. You can change things. So I decided instead of doing flowers that I wanted polka dots on my plushie pal. So I did all of these pieces, and for right now, I'm going to set them aside. Wow, a cloud! Looks like a cloud, doesn't it? Now we are going to take a sock and we're going to stuff it with this polyfill. So here's what I want you to promise me. Ask permission before you take that sock to turn it into a plushie pal. Ask your parents. Make sure it's okay. You might want to get a sock that doesn't have a mate to it. It doesn't have to be white like mine. It can be any color. It can have patterns on it. Whatever you want it to be will be great. So now what I want to do is take this stuffing and fill in the bottom part of the sock. Just this part right down here. Not the part that goes up on your leg, just the part that covers your foot. Okay, and remember that you can stuff this with anything that's soft. You can use paper towels that you've torn up or that you've crumpled. Any kind of soft paper like that will work out just fine. So here's the part where we need to tie off to make the head and where the hair is going to be. That's going to hold all this stuffing inside. So I'm going to use rubber bands, but like I said, you can use dental floss or string or ribbon. Whatever you have at your house will be great. And you might need help from an adult to do this part. If you're a little older, you can probably do it on your own. But if you're a little younger, it's okay to have help. So what I'm going to do is, here's the part that goes on my leg, and here's the part that's on my foot, and I'm going to wrap the rubber band around there. Pull that so it's nice and snug. And now I'm ready to decide where I want the neck to be. Do I want that to be more of a circle, more of a ball like this? Do I want it to be longer? It's completely up to you. And mine, let's see, I think I want it about right here. And so here is the head. I want to make sure that's nice and even, like that. And this is the part that's going to be the hair or ears or whatever you want it to be. Now, in my design, I decided, I'm pulling this a little bit tighter down here. I decided that I wanted mine to have sort of short and more like spiky hair. So what I'm going to do is cut some of this off. Now, if you want it long, there's probably a stretchy part like this at the top. You see there's like a little band here. I'm going to take my scissors and cut that off. And if you are younger, this is another part that you might need help from an adult. You might not. It's up to you. So I've cut that off. Don't need that part anymore. And this one, I'm going to make it have shorter hair. But I will show you how you're going to cut this. Just go down and make straight lines. Now, if I would want this to be ears, lay that flat, cut down here. See, if you want it to be ears, you could, look, some stuffing peeking out there. And I could just cut this to look more like an ear shape, like a dog or even a cat or a bunny. That would be up to you. But I'm going to give mine short spiky hair. So I'll just go ahead and cut. Cut. These could be shorter ears, like cat ears or dog ears. They got stuffing coming out here. Okay, so now I'm going to cut. Pretty cool. Oh, I like it. I like how it turned out. Okay, now for all the parts of the face and the arms and the details on your plushie pal. Let's get these pieces over here. And time to glue. So let's see. Make sure this is nice and even. Okay, and my glue. So here's the trick with the glue to make sure that all the face parts are where you want them to be, and so that they don't peel off, because they are just paper. So you want to make sure that they're glued down. So what I do is, when I squeeze my glue on here, sort of make sure that I go out to the edges, not the whole way, because I'll get glue on my fingers and then I'll be sticking to everything. But let's see. when I put it on here, I sort of rub it around a little bit, and it gives that glue a chance to spread. So there's one eye. Okay, so might need to touch up some spots, make sure everything is glued down. It's not going to come off. Now, you can, if you want to, with this guy, I had some ribbon that was just sort of laying around, and I decided to tie a bow. But you can do that if you want to. Well, I think I'm going to pause. Let me see if I have some. I found some ribbon. I remembered that it came from a present, and that I had saved it. I thought it was interesting. It actually has polka dots on it that match my Plushie Pal. So anyway, here he is, and these two friends, or brothers, or pals, can hang out together now, and you can make as many Plushie Pals as you want. You can make a whole family if you want to. Give them as gifts. People will love them. And I hope you had fun making your Plushie Pal. And I hope that you'll also take some pictures and send them so that I can see them and see what you've been up to. That's about it. And I just hope you have fun. Take care. Bye.